All right, Kingdom Hearts fans. So Dark Road is coming out August 26th. Definitely gonna have to catch up on that game because my boy Xehanort, that's my nigga, that's my dog. So I gotta catch up so that I can check out that finale for myself, baby. And we were treated to a special scene in which the caretaker of baby Xehanort that took him from his mother in Skylar Ekylum and brought him to the Destiny Islands, we actually got to see a little snippet of a scene that's going to be taking place in which the caretaker, the old man, seems to be telling Xehanort the story of the past. Of course, we know that with the release of Dark Road, we also got to see that Xehanort still has the memories of player character, which also shows him this past and gives validity to the things that this person, the caretaker, is telling him. When we first saw this at the end of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, I was of the belief that, of course, this man took Xehanort away for one of two reasons. That either he took him away so that he couldn't become the Dark Seeker, or he took him away to set him on his path of becoming the Dark Seeker. First filling him with loneliness. Once he dies, once he passes on, he'll fill him with a sense of loneliness and longing to see the rest of the world, the rest of the universe. And then also as well, this man may have taken him away to keep him from becoming the person he's meant to be. Because as we know, the no-name Keyblade, or rather the Gazing Eye, actually, makes a record of events. And from what we know thus far, it does seem to be the case that these characters in Skylar Ekylum are aware of this fact. They are not ignorant to the fact that the no name is how the book of prophecies is written. Now, how would they know this? Perhaps someone was the wielder of the no name Keyblade, and of course their life was actually drafted into the book of prophecies. It may have been added to the book of prophecies as a new chapter within the story. But an interesting thing that I wanted to bring up when it comes to this scene, because of how much it may imply to us of how Xehanort becomes the Dark Seeker, is that there's the potential possibility that this man not only told him about the distant past, but also the distant future as well, in which Xehanort knows from being told these stories about the past and future that if he should so take up the mantle of the Dark Seeker, the Keyblade wielder who sides with darkness, as said by the Master of Masters, then darkness shall prevail and light expires. It's the legend. And then we also know it also adds more mystery to the scene at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3, in which young Xehanort and Ericus are playing chess. Young Xehanort brings up the idea of the Lost Masters, which is supposed to be the foretellers, and Ericus plays ignorant to these so-called Lost Masters, but Xehanort says you can drop the facade. And then Ericus responds in kind with facade, like as if he's taken aback by the idea that Ericus would think that he would lie to him. Well, as I've been telling you guys, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, we are treated to the secret cutscene in which Ericus and Xehanort start a new game. And it's implied that Ericus is going to tell him the truth when you realize that the foretellers are actually on the pieces that Ericus puts on Xehanort's side of the board. So it seems that, or at least it's implied to us, that Ericus is going to tell him the truth about what the people in Skylar Ekylum knows about the Lost Masters. So with this, of course, this also became a driving force for Xehanort to turn into the Dark Seeker when he meets the Master of Masters and is told that he is a Lost Master. In other words, bunching himself in with the foretellers that Xehanort are told about by the old man, that he has in his memories from his past life, and also, of course, the fear that he has that he even asks this Ericus this question in the first place. And this is also marked by the different style of hair that he has compared to the beginning of Dark Road, which is teen Xehanort, I believe around the age of 14, and then young Xehanort around the time, as we saw in the trailer, the finale trailer, the one that told us the game will be coming out in August, that Xehanort switches his hairstyle in conjunction with the events of the story to signify, as always in Japanese culture and in, of course, Japanese content or anime, video games, the new hair symbolizes a new lease on life. It symbolizes a new level of understanding. It symbolizes growth. So with that growth came the different hairstyle. So it's interesting to see that this old man who potentially took Xehanort away for one of those two reasons, as I said earlier, he's telling him the story of the past, but then he also leaves us with a final quote, which is, there's so much more to tell. Well, let me just say the whole quote. There's so much more to tell. Perhaps it's time. Time for what? Time for him to leave, time for him to disappear, time for him to die, time for him to start setting Ericus on his proper path. Because as we know, the Keyblade, well, at least as we know thus far, the Keyblade does not choose Xehanort until sometime after he leaves Destiny Islands. Because remember, this is the whole point of why Ansem had to meet young Xehanort at the Destiny Islands, at the Destiny Islands, to send him on his path to becoming a Dark Seeker. However, because of how time works, it has to be an occasion of both and both, in which Ansem, as he came to young Xehanort, would tell him about the future, about going to Skylight Kylum, about going on his journey to becoming a Dark Seeker, but at the same time too, he must have always been destined to become the Dark Seeker. And that's the point I've been making with the whole two outcomes, or the two possibilities of him either taking him away so he doesn't become the Dark Seeker, or ensuring by filling him with a sense of loneliness that he does. But it's going to be interesting to see the finale. Definitely with, of course, this being shown to us, I'm a hell of a lot more intrigued than I was to see the finale of Dark Road, because what all is he being told? Is he being told the events of just the past, or also the events to come with within the future? So let me know you guys' thoughts on this. I just wanted to make a short video talking about this. And at the same time, too, I wanted to say Dark Road, I fucking love the idea of it. I wish this would have been the Switch game. Definitely, of course, Melody of Memory is okay, but something to where like we actually got to take control of Xehanort and run around and stuff. And the fact that they did it in the same engine, because they wasn't at the point to where they were going to move games, or make games rather, in the Unreal Engine that actually works for the phones. I think it's the mobile engine or something like that. It's like the Unreal Engine, but it's like a lesser version, which is why the game, which is why Missing Link doesn't look as crisp and as clean and as clear and visually pleasing. Like, it doesn't have those same visual aesthetics, basically. Let me just say that. It doesn't have those same visual aesthetics as Kingdom Hearts 3, but it is made in Kingdom Hearts 3's likeness. So this has been your boy Amazia. Don't forget to do a little A-class gaming, and everything you do, don't forget to keep it A-class. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace the heck